Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're in the mood for some terrifying tales, you've come to the right place. In today's video, we'll be diving into the top 7 best horror movies you can stream right now on Amazon Prime Video, AMC Plus, and Sling TV. From bone-chilling supernatural thrillers to heart-pounding psychological horrors, these films will keep you at the edge of your seat. Get ready for some spine-tingling recommendations. And make sure to stick around till the end to find your next nightmare to binge. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite horror movie. Number 7. The Nightingale. Jennifer Kent's The Nightingale is not just a film, it is an experience, one that is as harrowing as it is profoundly moving. Following up on her critically acclaimed horror film The Babadook, Kent takes a bold step into historical drama, crafting a gripping tale of survival, revenge, and resilience, set against the brutal backdrop of 19th century colonial Australia. Set in 1825 Tasmania, the story follows Claire, Aisling Franciosi, a young Irish convict woman who has spent years in servitude under the oppressive and sadistic British officer, Lieutenant Hawkins, Sam Claflin. When a horrific act of violence shatters her world, Claire embarks on a treacherous journey through the wilderness in pursuit of justice and vengeance. She is accompanied by Billy, Baikali Ganambar, an Aboriginal tracker who has suffered his own devastating losses at the hands of British colonizers. Together, they navigate a land teeming with danger, where the horrors of war, racism, and oppression are ever present. Aisling Franciosi delivers a tour de force performance, capturing every nuance of Claire's transformation from a powerless victim to a woman fueled by a fierce, unyielding determination. Her portrayal is heartbreaking yet inspiring, making her one of the most compelling protagonists in recent cinema. Sam Claflin is chilling as Hawkins, playing against type to embody a truly monstrous character whose cruelty is disturbingly realistic. However, the film's most surprising and touching performance comes from Baikali Ganambar, who brings warmth, humanity, and quiet strength to Billy. His dynamic with Franciosi is the heart of the story, evolving from one of mistrust and mutual pain to a deeply moving bond of shared resilience. While The Nightingale is undeniably brutal, it is not without moments of hope and tenderness. Through Claire and Billy's journey, the film explores themes of trauma, healing, and human connection in the face of unimaginable cruelty. Jennifer Kent has created something truly remarkable, a film that challenges, unsettles, and lingers in the mind long after the credits roll. Number 6. Scare Me. Josh Rubin's Scare Me is a refreshing and wildly entertaining take on the horror genre, blending comedy, suspense, and storytelling ingenuity into a film that keeps audiences engaged from start to finish. While many horror films rely on elaborate effects or jump scares, Scare Me proves that sometimes all you need is a dark room, a few talented actors, and an eerie imagination to craft a truly compelling experience. The story follows Fred, Josh Rubin, a struggling writer who retreats to a cabin in the woods to work on his horror novel. When a power outage strands him with the confident and successful horror author Fanny, Aya Cash, they decide to entertain themselves by telling each other scary stories. What begins as a playful competition soon takes unexpected turns as their tales become increasingly sinister, and the line between fiction and reality starts to blur. What makes Scare Me so unique is its minimalist approach. Rather than relying on traditional horror elements, the film thrives on the sheer power of performance and storytelling. Rubin and Cash deliver phenomenal performances, bringing their eerie and often hilarious stories to life through expressive acting and dynamic chemistry. Their back-and-forth banter is razor-sharp, and their ability to shift between humor and tension keeps the film engaging throughout. The addition of Chris Redd as Carlo, a charismatic pizza delivery guy who joins in on the storytelling, adds even more energy and comedic charm. Scare Me isn't about delivering traditional horror movie frights, it's about the thrill of storytelling itself. It's a fun, eerie, and at times unsettling film that keeps audiences hooked with its witty dialogue and inventive approach. For fans of meta-horror, dark comedy, and character-driven suspense, Scare Me is a must-watch. Number 5. What Josiah Saw. What Josiah Saw is a chilling and deeply unsettling psychological horror film that lingers in the mind long after the credits roll. Directed by Vincent Grayshaw, this Southern Gothic thriller weaves a gripping, multi-layered tale of trauma, guilt, and dark family secrets, creating an atmosphere of dread that is both immersive and unforgettable. Set in a desolate rural landscape, the film follows the troubled Graham family, who reunite at their childhood farmhouse after years of estrangement. Their abusive patriarch, Josiah, Robert Patrick, looms large over their past, and his eerie presence in the decaying home sets the stage for a slow-burning descent into terror. As each family member grapples with their own demons, the film unfolds in a series of chapters, each revealing shocking truths that build toward a harrowing climax. Robert Patrick delivers a career-defining performance as Josiah, exuding an unsettling menace that makes every scene with him deeply unnerving. His portrayal of a man both charismatic and terrifying adds to the film's oppressive atmosphere. Nick Stahl, Kelly Garner, and Scott Hayes also give standout performances, each bringing raw emotion and intensity to their complex roles. Their characters are haunted by past trauma, and the film masterfully explores how guilt and repression can fester into something truly horrifying. For fans of slow-burn psychological horror in the vein of The Witch or Hereditary, What Josiah Saw is a must-watch. It's a film that demands patience, but rewards viewers with a deeply disturbing and thought-provoking experience. Vincent Grayshaw has crafted a haunting masterpiece that proves horror can be both terrifying and profoundly emotional. Number 4. The Vigil. Keith Thomas's The Vigil is a deeply unsettling and refreshingly unique supernatural horror film that taps into Jewish folklore to craft an atmosphere dripping with dread. Combining psychological terror with traditional religious themes, the film stands out as an intelligent and spine-chilling entry into the genre. The story follows Yaakov Ronan, Dave Davis, a former member of the Orthodox Jewish community who is struggling to adjust to a secular life. To make ends meet, he reluctantly agrees to serve as a shomer, someone who keeps watch over a deceased person overnight as part of Jewish tradition. However, as Yaakov settles in for his vigil in a dimly lit Brooklyn home, he realizes he is not alone. A malevolent presence lurks in the shadows, feeding on his past traumas and testing his fragile grasp on reality. Dave Davis delivers a powerhouse performance, carrying the film with an emotional and deeply human portrayal of grief, guilt, and fear. His descent into paranoia and terror feels raw and authentic, making his ordeal all the more gripping. Director Keith Thomas crafts a slow-burn horror experience that lingers, relying on eerie visuals, unsettling sound design, and psychological horror rather than over-the-top effects. Thematically, The Vigil is more than just a ghost story. It's a meditation on trauma, faith, and the lingering weight of the past. The horror is both supernatural and deeply personal, making the film resonate on multiple levels. Fans of atmospheric horror like The Babadook or Hereditary will find a lot to appreciate here. Number 3. Starry Eyes. Starry Eyes is a psychological horror film that beautifully explores the dark side of fame and the cost of ambition. The film follows Sarah, a young woman struggling to make it as an actress in Hollywood. As her desperation to succeed grows, she becomes entangled in a sinister world where her dreams might come at a far darker price than she could have ever imagined. The standout performance comes from Alex Esso, who portrays Sarah with such raw intensity that it's impossible not to be captivated by her transformation. Her journey from a hopeful, vulnerable girl to someone consumed by her desires is truly mesmerizing. The film's atmosphere is thick with tension, and its body horror elements are both chilling and grotesquely beautiful, making the descent into madness even more unsettling. The direction by Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer is masterful, capturing the essence of horror while also delving deeply into the psychological torment of its protagonist. The eerie score and cinematography only heighten the sense of dread that permeates the film. Starry Eyes is a thought-provoking, visually striking horror movie that doesn't shy away from exploring the ugly side of the entertainment industry. It's a gripping tale that leaves an impact long after the credits roll, making it a standout in modern horror. Number 2. Rust Creek. Rust Creek, directed by Jen McGowan, is a gripping and atmospheric survival thriller that offers a fresh take on the genre by focusing on the resilience of its central character, Sawyer Scott, played by Hermione Corfield. The film is set in the rugged Appalachian wilderness, where Sawyer, a young college student, finds herself stranded after taking a wrong turn on her way to a job interview. Her journey quickly spirals into a fight for survival, as she faces a series of dangerous challenges in the wild, including encountering untrustworthy locals and navigating hostile terrain. The standout performance of the film comes from Corfield, whose portrayal of Sawyer is both compelling and authentic. As a resourceful and intelligent young woman, Sawyer transforms from a typical college student into a determined and tough survivor, using her wits and physical strength to outmaneuver the threats around her. Corfield's ability to capture the complexity of the character, showing her fear, resolve, and moments of vulnerability, adds layers of depth to the story, making Sawyer's journey emotionally engaging for the audience. One of the film's strongest aspects is how it builds tension without relying on excessive violence or gore. Instead, the story thrives on the psychological and emotional challenges Sawyer faces. The interactions between her and the people she encounters are deeply human and nuanced, including a particularly complex relationship with a local man who may or may not have her best interests at heart. This relationship evolves naturally and adds to the film's sense of unpredictability. Though Rust Creek doesn't offer the typical blood-soaked thrills often associated with survival horror, it succeeds in creating a deeply suspenseful narrative that relies on the internal and external struggles of its protagonist. Rust Creek stands as an underrated gem in the thriller genre, combining suspense, strong performances, and atmospheric tension. Fans of survival dramas and psychological thrillers will find much to admire in this gripping and heartfelt story. Number 1. Exhuma. Exhuma, 2024, directed by Jang Jae-hyun, is a captivating horror film that blends ancient folklore, socio-political allegory, and psychological depth. The film's premise revolves around a Korean-American family who, in an attempt to uncover the mystery behind a curse affecting their lineage, decides to exhume their grandfather's remains. This act, though seemingly straightforward, unleashes a terrifying chain of events tied to the family's ancestral past. The storyline introduces themes of greed and the consequences of disturbing the past, making the horror both personal and historic. What makes Exhuma stand out is its nuanced approach to horror. While it begins in traditional horror fashion, with eerie spirits and mysterious occurrences, it evolves into a deeper narrative exploring Korea's tumultuous history, particularly its relationship with Japan. The film's integration of these elements with chilling supernatural sequences creates an immersive experience. Director Jang Jae-hyun skillfully avoids overused horror tropes, focusing instead on creating a slow-building sense of dread, enhanced by atmospheric silence and cultural references. The film also uniquely balances horror with moments of subtle humor, offering a refreshingly complex emotional palette. With standout performances, particularly from Kim Go-eun and Choi Min-sik, Exhuma is a sophisticated horror film that will resonate with those who appreciate both its eerie tension and historical depth. Well, this is it. Share your impressions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to never miss a good movie again.